everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Joy Lamons and I make videos about random things when I want to. And today what I want to talk about is millennials and their weird obsession with Gen Z.
Gen Z, you can suck it. You can't tell me what to wear.
It's getting annoying. It's annoying me, and I'm a millennial. I'm 32 years old, okay? I am at the age where I have my own life. I have my own home. I have children. I have things going on in my life to the point that I don't actually need to engage with Gen Z, and I don't actually need to talk about Gen Z at all or any other generation because I have a life. I have a life. Therefore, I focus on that. And I just want like all millennials to focus on their lives. I really want that so much for us. In case you have not been paying attention online, like there has been a series of tweets and TikToks where millennials have been like addressing Gen Z, like what they've been saying about them or what they've been doing, like different ways that maybe they've been representing the millennials. Like, I don't know, favorite decade, the 90s? Like, I don't know. And it's just been like, what? I mean, my first instinct when I come across something that like Gen Z is saying amongst each other, my first instinct is not to get involved in the conversation. Like, I get involved if I'm going to like add to the conversation, like say, yeah, I totally agree. But other than that, I like really don't, like I don't fight with Gen Z online. Like I don't fight with Gen Z online, okay? I don't have time for it. I have no desire to do that. Gen Z is between the ages of 7 and 22. Let's process through that for a second. What business do I have talking to a 13-year-old? Like what business do I have at my grown age talking to a 15-year-old, a 17? I mean, unless I'm saying, keep up the good work. Gen Z and like late millennials are like the ones that are online the most. Why? Because they have the most time. They don't have like, as many responsibilities as like people older than them. And so it makes sense that they would have like the most to say, and it makes sense that like occasionally they're gonna talk about other people, like, and they're gonna talk about millennials because we're right next to them. Like we're neck and neck with them. Like it makes sense that they would have opinions on what we're doing. And like what I don't like is like we're really sensitive. Like millennials, I understand why we're sensitive. Like I am a millennial, okay? I understand all the reasons why you're sensitive, but that's the thing. The reason why y'all are online and like putting out all of this energy to Gen Z is because you're angry about what the generations before you has done. Like you're angry about the way your government has not taken care of you and did not prepare you for adulthood and created a recession that has made your life miserable. That's what you're mad about. You're not mad at Gen Z because Gen Z is like freaking their babies. Like they're freaking like at home, like doing homework. They're like in college. There's so many things like that we need to focus on, like outside of like what Gen Z thinks about us. Freaking Dionne Warwick, like she tweeted this the other day. Like, where is it? I have just learned about millennials versus Generation Z, and I would like to ask millennials, why do you care what teenagers think about you? Let them have fun the same way you did. That's the thing, when it's like 1 or 2 people online acting stupid, like the rest of us are catching strays. So now Auntie Dionne is like freaking giving public service announcements, making everyone think that like millennials are like, all millennials are like jealous and all millennials are like bitter. And it's like, it's so annoying that like, it's so annoying y'all have me out here catching strays. Like I'm sick of it. Millennials, let me give you guys a list of the things that you can be worried about. We all need to be worried about as millennials versus what Gen Z is saying about us. Okay, you ready? How about the fact that millennials earn 20% less than boomers and Gen X did when they were our age? Millennials are earning way less. We're broke. We ain't got no money. Shouldn't we be like, I don't know, calling our state representative, like, I don't know, senator? I don't know, like, we're broke, like, and we need to figure out what that's about, and it has nothing to do with the people born after us. Black millennials have it the worst. Black millennials make an average of $37,000 a year, while white millennials average $60,000 a year. Neither one of those numbers is great, but like, hello, like black millennials, like we're poor. We have it really bad. Like white millennials are more likely to get financial help from their parents whereas Black millennials are more likely to be expected to help out. Black millennials, we're not making money at our job, but also like our parents are probably struggling too. So like it's likely for us that we will be having to help them out financially, and we don't have the money for that. And that's something that like we need to be making noise about that. Like, we already start out behind because we don't have the generational wealth that white people do. And so we have more financial obligations. And I understand like why you want to take out your frustrations on other people, but like we really need to make noise about this. Raise awareness over the fact that like Black millennials are really, really struggling. Another thing we need to focus on is the fact that we have a ton of student debt. Hey Siri, what is the average student loan debt for millennials?
Okay, I found this on the web for what is the average student loan debt for millennials. Check it out.
So the average student loan debt is $33,000. And for a Black millennial, that number rises to $53,000 in student loans. And I can speak from experience on this topic because I have a ton of student loans, okay? For millennials, the unemployment rate is like so high, and it's much higher than generations before us. Black millennials are less likely to find a job and less likely to have health benefits at that job. How about the fact that millennial home ownership is 43%, which is lower than previous generations? We ain't got no house. We over here renting. We rented for years and years and years, like with no end in sight. At this rate, we're not ever gonna have no house. That's something to be upset about. That's something that we need to make noise on. That Gen Z does so much better as far as raising awareness for things, as far as like really bringing their issues to the forefront of the media so that they get attention. Millennials are not that good at that. Like, we do a lot of complaining, a lot of like commiserating, but we don't do a lot of advocating. We don't do a lot of activism. And these types of things need to be addressed. They need to be addressed by our legislation. Millennials are really suffering. We've been through not one, but 2 recessions, a housing market crisis. Now we're in a pandemic on top of everything else. Why are we expending our energy on making TikToks about how Gen Z doesn't like our skinny jeans? And you know what? I'm not even gonna put myself in that category because I literally do not care like about what people think about my pants. And this whole Gen Z versus millennial thing has become such a trend, and it's like honestly so unfortunate because in my opinion, we would be so much stronger if we came together to push issues and keep our foot on the government's neck versus going back and forth with each other. I put a lot more responsibility on millennials because we are older and we should know better, and we should have a life. We should have priorities. Not addressing all the ways that the government failed the millennial generation is only gonna hurt Gen Z. Gen Z's coming right after us. The earliest Gen Z people are already in the workforce. Before you sit down and decide to make a TikTok or a tweet talking about Gen Z, how about we sit down and ask ourselves, like, what's a better use of my time? What's something else I could be doing that can further me as an individual or further like my generation, because my generation's poor. But that's all I have for this video. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.